Hi, I'm Tony Constantine, an investment advisor representative with Lifemark Securities Corp. Today we're going to talk about essential economics. I'm going to start out with a quote. In my view, modern monetary theory has been tried, tested, and failed. This was said by Dr. Lacey Hunt, Executive Vice President of Hoisington Investment Management Company. He seems to feel that by printing money, the government has diluted the value of the dollar. Apparently, he feels that the United States government has not been very successful in their attempt to spend their way out of bankruptcy. And I can understand why he would feel that way, can't you? The bank's not going to let you do it. And the economy is certainly not going to let the government do it. So it just won't work. I've also been in contact with a number of other economists on a regular basis. These folks are the home economists. You know, those people who are tasked with a difficult job of feeding their families nutritious meals on a budget. It's becoming more and more difficult to do. Some of them, like my wife and I, back in 2020, we got into the habit of checking out the sources of our food. We looked at the meats and the fresh foods, and we found that much of the meat that we bought was processed, controlled, raised and sold by companies who were non-United States companies. They were owned by people in a foreign nation. Same thing with a lot of the fresh foods. I used to get blueberries. They came from out of the country. Now I get blueberries made here and freeze them. But that's the way I'm coping with it. But it's becoming increasingly difficult for many people to do that. So what I'm going to ask you to do, because I did some research and I was appalled at what I found. But rather than spread potential misinformation, I'm going to ask you to do the research. When you go to the store, look at the brands you buy. The brand of pork, the brand of chicken, poultry, even turkeys. Look at the brand of beef you buy. Look up the companies, see where they're housed, who owns them, where they do their processing, that sort of thing. Because for a while, a lot of pork was sent out of the raised here, sent out of the country to be processed, and then shipped back. Some of the things that I found, I saw some reports that companies had decreased their production, but increased their prices and their profitability. Didn't seem consistent with fair dealing with the people of the United States. Anyway, check it out. You might want to look at a few questions to ask in your research. Like, do you know the company selling your food to you? Have they increased or decreased production and increased profits? Have they committed human rights violations in the United States or elsewhere? Have they committed any environmental violations in the United States or elsewhere? Have they secured loans in taking over control of these corporations? Did they get the loans from the United States or did they get them from a foreign power? Yeah, well, it's a lot of good questions there. Um, but I'm going to ask you to do your own research and do your own thinking. Okay? I think that's the problem. We've got too many people around today who want to give us their narrative and hope that we accept that as being honest and true when it's not. It's mostly just propaganda created by somebody for somebody else to promote them and their products. Um, I'm a huge believer in the United States food supply uh, being pure and non contaminated. And I want those things controlled by this country and our people. Same thing with weapons. Two different categories, but they mean the same thing. Anyway, I want you to do some research. Do the research yourself. Please draw your own conclusions. Then, when you get done with that, give me a call or drop me an email. Let me know what you found. Maybe we can get together and have a discussion about what's going on and what's good with it and what's wrong with it. Anyway, come back next week for our next exciting adventure. And until then, make every day a great day.